actually have the management of Fusion Microfinance with us. Yesterday, it was a CNBC-TV18 Newsbreak, where my colleague Nisha alerted us about the large trade in the stock, and now it's confirmed 10% equity has changed hands in Fusion Microfinance, with Warburg Pincus arm selling their stake at 555.6 rupees a share. Devesh Sachdev, who's the MD and CEO at Fusion Microfinance, joins us now to discuss more on this large trade and the outlook on their business as well. Devesh, thanks a lot for joining us here. I want to first ask you about the regulatory challenges that have happened. RBI has sort of clamped down on unsecured loans as well. So there is a lot of talk about how this could impact businesses in your industry. Just from a, for the benefit of our viewers, wanted to understand what could the impact of this be?
Yeah, I think so. A very good morning. One, microfinance is excluded from this new guidelines as far as the risk weightage is concerned. In my view, I think this is a good step by the RBI, because there were cases where, especially at a less than 50,000, through digital medium, which are companies which are outside, sometimes also outside the regulatory landscape, without any client protection, such kind of things were happening. So in my view, and also if you see, this was prior to COVID, that was the risk weightage, so they've only brought it back. So, but yes, overall, I believe, even though microfinance is not is excluded, but there will be certain, overall the bank's cost may go up, and which will impact the cost for us. But I was
going to ask you, do you think there's a chance that the cap could be placed on MFIs as well? And if it's done, overall, what will if you can quantify for us what the impact would be?
Yeah. So look, if you look at the microfinance sector, after 12 years, regulator has moved from a rule-based regulation to a principle-based regulation. So I believe that regulator will not do a flip-flop too fast. Second is that if we looked at overall the vision of the regulator in the financial sector reforms, it is more about let the market forces play out. Yeah. Third is the microfinance rates in India are one of the lowest. Okay. The fourth is, I can tell you, because I also was part of the MFIN, which is a SRO. We've looked at the top 10, 15 companies. I think there's nobody has boiled the ocean there. So I think what the governor or the regulator they're talking about is that they're trying to caution companies, and they may engage companies at an individual level wherever they find there's an outlier. Okay. But I don't see that, I don't believe that there will be certain cap which will be coming.
All right, Mr. Sachdev, just wanted to, first focus on the recent piece of news that came out where Warbug Pincus, they had 39% odd. They sold close to on 10%. There'll be a bit of a lock-in period, but have you received communication from them? What is their intent? Will they look to sell post that lock-in period, or do they intend to hold it for the pending 29% for the next few years?
Yeah. So, Nigel, when we went for this block, we had 4 or 5 outcomes in mind. First, yes, some liquidity. We were very clear, we will, out of their holding, around 10 to 15% they should be able to sell. Okay. They have sold 16%. The second was very important for us as a company, was that to bring marquee long-only investors. We are very happy to share that a name like HDFC Mutual Fund has picked up a major stake out of the block. Yes. The third, issue was that, we wanted an outcome where we want to expand our overall cap table, which has happened now. We have top mutual funds now, and in a very short period of time, in 1 year of a journey. Coming to your point on the lockup, yes. So look, they are patient investors. Okay. Creations, it is between Creations and Warburg. Creation came in the cap table in 2016. They still have a long-term horizon of 3 to 4 years. Okay. And I can tell you categorically, there is no supply coming in the short term soon.
Okay. What is short term, if I can press you on that?
No, what people are talking about, 60 months or something, 60 days or something. We are not, there is no such plan, because...
But, Mr. Sachdev, 60 days is
no, I'm saying even in 60 days. So you will see.
No, I'm saying, so between Honey Rose and Creation, what is the stake left?
They are around 52% now.
They still own?
52%.
52%?
Yes. And they have a 3 to 4 years of horizon.
So they will not sell anything, I mean, the first they will sell is only after 3 or 4 years. Is that what you're saying?
No,
you have that commitment?
What I'm saying is, this overall, they will reduce their stock, overall share in the next 3 to 4 years.
Got it.
Over the next 3 to 4 years, they will keep...
yes.
So any kind of a plan that you have, I mean, that you discuss with them, how they plan to go about doing this?
So, look, as I told you that the first block, we wanted to have a decent size that we have achieved. Okay. By having the 16% of their holding, we have been able to sell. So I think that's a very decent, they've got the liquidity. We're back to the business.
So
we focus on
one block every year, 2 blocks every year, some idea.
So, I mean, look, I cannot, but I can only say only one thing, that there's nothing which is, supply is not going to come very frequently.
All right.
That's what I can tell you.
All right, so let's keep that aside. But what you can tell us about is about how do you see business shape up, right?
Yeah.
The AUM as of now is around 10,000 crores approximately. And there was some impact, I think, of floods, which could impact growth. Could you tell us, where do you see this AUM of 10,000 crores headed? What is the growth rate you're looking at for the next few years? Point number one. And you got a rating upgrade. That was potentially going to reduce the cost of funds. How do you see cost of funds panning out, and what is the NIMs we should work with?
All right. So I'll first come on the growth. We have been saying this, that we are a long-term player. We are looking at anywhere between mid-20s kind of growth. That's where we are sticking to. Yes, there was a temporary impact which we forewarned in the first quarter only. But let me tell you, I mean, this quarter you will see a better growth. Okay. We have the disbursements have picked up. Overall, we are doing around 850 crore of disbursement now, per month. So that has picked up. Coming to your second point on the NIM.
Yes.
Look, Nigel, when we came to the IPO, we clearly gave a guidance that we want to first reach a NIM of anywhere between 11.3 to 11.5.
Okay.
We are, as of September, 11.12. We are this quarter 3 or quarter 4, you will see us reaching there. Then we will take a call, depending on, we'll optimize the shareholder, optimize our customer, we'll look at our customer and the sensitivity of the regulator. So and depending on that, I think we will take a call that, okay, what is the long-term NIM we want to achieve?
So you said mid-20s growth rate, so that's for FY24, is it?
Oh, I'm talking about next 3 to 5 years.
Next 3 to 5 years.
5 years. That's the kind of growth we want to maintain.
And by the end of FY24, what will the disbursement growth be?
No, I think we have this quarter, I think disbursement growth would be at least 10 to 15% of the last quarter. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Sachdev, we spent a lot of the sort of conversation on the technicalities of how this further stake sale will happen. We'll get you back for a deeper dive on the business itself. Yeah. Thank you very much for dropping by.
Thank you.
Speaking with us here on CNBC-TV18.
Thank you.